Chat, I have great news. I don't know what I'm doing. Sort of woke up today not really sure. For the whole week I haven't really been sure how to follow up American Arcadia, and I kind of want to save Voices for the Void have you ever? Okay, well, no, but now I'm publicly at a loss. You could explore that meat planet behind you. It's all the way over there. And I don't have my meat shoes on, my meat boots, my meat stomping boots. Actually, hold on. I know what I'm going to do. Let's open up a can of Coca-Cola. Meat cleats. Oh, meat cleats. Yeah, for the whole week, I haven't been sure what to follow up American Arcadia with, what game to sort of pick up after that one. So I feel like if I try to talk my way out of it, if I try to chat my way out of it, we might discover something to do today. But in the meantime, why don't you could always get woefully invested in My Summer Car. That is true. And that is like on the very tippy top of my agenda. Here, you know what? Let's put on some fucking tracks. There we go. Yeah, I've also been thinking about LB Fable, since you bring it up, doing another, like, we could watch a fucking Rick Steves video. Like, we could watch a Rick Steves video right now, and maybe along the way we'll discover something to play. Because I have been meaning to get Sorcery and Setup, but I've been running into so many weird, like, edge case and corner case blockers with getting that game not just running, but also translated. And I wanna get that game running as like a channel points redeem game. So I still need to try and figure out a way, because I don't want to get it working on a virtual machine, because I don't want to run Hyperion, Windows Hyperion, whatever the fuck it's called, the virtual box shit they have, because you have to install all these fucking packages, and it's this whole thing, and I'm just ending up making it far more difficult for myself than, you know, just biting the bullet and downloading it. Hi, Atomic Quote. Hello. What else is going on? Trying to think off the top of my fucking dome. Went to the dentist's today for cleaning. I got this issue, and I don't know why it's happening to me, because normally my teeth are like they're pearly white, they're perfect. I've got the smile of a Gibbons, the heart of a champion. But over the last 2 years, for whatever reason, I've been getting really deep gum pockets. So it looks like I'm going to have to get the other 2 wisdom teeth removed. I only have 2 on the one side of my face right now, because I had the other 2 removed a while ago. Those, for whatever reason, those 2 were like impacted, but the other 2 were fine. I got 1 wisdom tooth on the top right. It's just like a little baby. It's just like a little nubbins that managed to break the flesh and find its way to the waking world. So no, my wisdom mod 0, -1. So I got to get that taken care of. No idea why my teeth are fucked up. So let's talk snacks. Oh my god. Oh, I think I'm dying. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Let's do a snack watch, shall we, chat? Can we hold on? Can we get like some theme music for snack watch? Can we get like a wait, is this a McElroy bit? Is this a McElroy bit? I'm doing fucking Munch Squad, aren't I? Fuck! God damn! I'm your secret brother, Reno B, and today we're gonna do a snack watch. My local grocery store, the one I always go to, fuck Loblaws, fuck Superstore, by the way, there is a section of chips. It's an end cap of chips that I guess this store gets from wherever. They just get this selection of chips from all over the world. I don't know if it's like a Frito-Lay's thing going on where they're directly giving this store chipperoos, or if this is the actual grocery store like getting these chips from, wherever else. But recently tried 2 different kinds of chips from this selection. One was honey butter Lay's, and honey butter Lay's is such a weird pull for a chip flavor, because normally when you go for like a chip flavor, you want something that's either salty or savory of some kind, something with a little bit of zest in it, right? Like a Cool Ranch, or something really salty like an all dressed, or a vinegar, salt and vinegar. I'm not a I don't like salt and vinegar. Whenever I try salt and vinegar, the interior of my mouth gets all of these terrible, terrible canker sores. And it's like wandering through the desert with glass in your mouth for 1,000 years. Barbecue is really good. I won't knock barbecue. So honey butter, which I guess it's like a Korean Lay's. It's kind of, it tastes like you're eating pastry flakes. Why is my voice fucked up today? Hold on. I know why my voice is fucked up today. Because someone was inside of my mouth poking and prodding with needles. So, wife is a huge cheddar and sour cream eater. Oh, that's a flavor. That is a flavor. Dentist stole part of your voice like a sea witch. They were cackling the entire time, and they were spraying me down with brine. And also, it wasn't a dentist office; it was a lighthouse. Honey butter Lay's tastes like thick pastry flakes. I don't hate it, but it's not something I would go out of my way for. Wafer? 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 Wafer. Oh, let's get this music back up. I just realized I turned it off. The second flavor, which I am huge into, is spicy garlic Doritos. Spicy Doritos are my favorite chips. Outside of like a nice kettle chip, spicy Doritos are they're S tier for me. And spicy garlic is, it's like manna from heaven. It's like the Pope himself came to my house and offered me the body of Christ. And I had myself a little nibble and I was like, ooh, it's got a little kick of it. It's got a little kick of it. That sour cream, I do fuck with sour cream and onion, but it has to be Ruffles sour cream and onion because they cake that chip in all of those little flavor particles. So fucking good. Or Pringles sour cream and onion, which is also really good. There's a bunch of sushi places in my city that do a spicy, crispy salmon on top of a sour cream and onion Pringle. And it's killer. It is an absolutely killer combo. I haven't gone out for sushi in a long while. And I've got such a fucking hankering. I've mentioned this before. One of my favorite places to get a big bowl of ramen and some sushi on the side closed down and moved out of the city into like the next city over. I need to find an excuse to get my dumb ass out there and have a big fucking bowl of spicy chicken tenkatsu and spicy crispy salmon. There's something about having a really salty bowl, a really spicy salty bowl of ramen and an ice cold Coke. Nothing beats it. Nothing in the fucking world. There's not a lot of, there's a cheapo sushi place near me where I am that sells 6 rolls for like $3.90. I can't find a good cheap sushi place. Everywhere in the city's super expensive. But I mean, like, post-pandemic restaurants in Canada, everywhere is super expensive now. So I can hardly justify it, but sometimes, I just want a little treat for me, you know? What else is going on? Haven't been able to find bugles in a hot while. I think the company that made them discontinued them, but I used to love bugles as a kid. Hopefully I'll be able to order in my Friday breakfast treat tomorrow without having a raccoon steal it. I told this story last stream, but every Friday I like to order in. I like to order in and have delivered to my house from my local breakfastery a stack of pancakes and a side of breakfast sausage. And last week when it was delivered to my door, I opened the door up and there's this big fat fucking raccoon just going to town on my fucking pancakes when it was dropped off. Ooh. So I had to chuck those out. Ruined my fucking day. I was so mad. It's been a while since I've done like a soda strip too. Normally I like to find a place in my city that imports weird sodas, or just sodas from the States. And there was this one place that used to have in stock Thumbs Up Cola, and it's like a spiced Coke from India. Really fucking good. Can't find it anymore. They don't have it anymore. So I have to scour the city for it somewhere. There's a grocery store near where my parents live in the next city over that does have it, but I just haven't been out there in... God, I haven't stopped in to visit my parents in a hot minute. Have you ever indulged in a Doritos? Abso-fucking-lutely. I love... Mango Doritos are my fucking favorite. A mango's Doritos and a giant fried haddock burrito. Another tasty treat to beat the summer heat. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. You still drink Sarsi? I've been curious about it ever since you mentioned it a while back. Can't find Sarsi anywhere. Though to be fair, I haven't been to the grocery store where they stocked Sarsi in a long while. It's been a few years. Sarsi, for those of you who don't know, it is like a black licorice sarsaparilla. And it's a drink made by the Coke company. I think somewhere in the Philippines. I could be wrong about that. But it looks like a Pepsi bottle. Really weird, but it is damn good. Has anyone tried the Victory Nuka-Cola Jones soda? I can't find that in the provinces anywhere. But I want to know how it tastes. Because I hear from one friend it's really good. But it is a limited stock thing, I believe. Wasn't there also like a Fallout Arizona thing? Hold on, let me look this up. From the town of Arizona, I wrote a stranger. Yeah, Fallout-themed Arizona green tea variety pack. Green tea, pomegranate. Let's see what this is. Is it just pomegranate? Oh my god, there's Fallout coffee beans? Oh, from the Bones Coffee Company. I used to order coffee beans from these freaks a while ago. Huh. Valiant. Oh, there's a bunch of different coffee beans. Valiant Vanilla, Atomic Apple, and Wasteland Crunch. What's Wasteland Crunch? Hold on. Wasteland Crunch. Chocolate candy bar. I don't know how good for me like candied coffee is going to be. Did you see Phil Spencer's Fallout 76 camp got nuked? That's hilarious. That's what you get, Phil. That's what you get for what you did to fucking Arcane Houston, you rat bastard. Speaking of coffee, I'm remembering a brand my friend got when we went to Vancouver, and it was so good I can't remember the name for the life of me. I think my brother got something from Vancouver a while back, and it was really good coffee. Call it the Wasteland Crunch, the way I bunny hops just too high and oofs. Ooh. I wanted Prey 2, but no! We could play the original Prey today, if we wanted to. Goof around with a little fucking Prey game. I've been playing a lot of, was playing a lot of Fallout 4. But I hit a point where that game where I was like, yeah, I got what I wanted out of this. And I was talking before about the Sim Settlements mod, the settlement management mod, the really super massive one that's been in development for like 5 years. Really great mod. Holy shit! Does the they have like a main quest line for that mod, which is really cool, but drags on for fucking forever. I sort of hit a brick wall with that mod where I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what else this game is going to have, or what this mod is going to have on top of, just settlement management. Super ambitious. Huge shout out to Kingath, the lead developer for that mod. Holy shit, I needed to walk away because it got to a point where the investment was too much for what was supposed to be just a funny settlement mod. My GF introduced me to a new Vegas mod recently where you meet rad roach companions. It's called Milton and Hans. Milton? Milton Shake? What if we did a Milton Shake New Vegas run? What if we did a Milton Shake themed? Because I feel like Milton Shake as a drawing robot would be really good for a New Vegas playthrough. I'm gonna have to write that down. And then immediately forget that I write that down and lose it somewhere. How about this? You know what? Why don't we move on over to the other screen? What I'm going to do is... Where is it? What we're going to do, we are... Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up a Rick Steves video, and we're gonna watch our old pasty white traveling man and see what they've been up to for the last little bit. As I adjust my knee. Still haven't figured out a way to automate the process of me getting out of my sitting pose. There we go. Okay. Actually, speaking of watching, we did do another... Oh my goodness. Vixie, thank you so much for the raid! We're going to start watching some Rick Steves videos. What is this? Some kind of crow country? You can have your crow, and you can eat it too. Welcome to the fucking stream, everyone. My name's Reno B. I'm a funny little android who lives out in space. And today we're going to be watching some travelogue videos. As we're in the process of figuring out what to watch next. You know what? Let me pull up Firefox, actually. Let me pull up Firefox. As we go to ricksteves.com. The home of all things Rick Steves. Okay. Let's Okay. Let me pull up. There we go. All right, I got a raid and run for dinner, but good luck with the viewing. Take it easy. Hey, Vixie, you take it easy, all right? Girl, you take it, and you take it easy. What do we want to... Is he still putting out fucking videos? Okay, so did a little research on Rick Steves. Rick Steves is like super based. Like pro-weed, very leftist dude, Antifa super soldier kind of based. What the fuck are you... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I must ban you. I must send you to hell. I must send you to hell for 1,000 years. All right, let's take a look here. Chat, what do we want to watch? The Art of Prehistoric Europe? Museums of Amsterdam? See, let's find something really funny to riff on. Oh, chat. We could make fun of Sicily. We could make fun of the Sicilians. Never let anyone tell you you're not Italian. We did Vatican City last year, didn't we? Ancient Rome. I think we did Baroque. We could do, chat, what if Rick Steves discovers the Loch Ness Monster? What if Rick Steves discovers that there is a fucking beast in the Highlands? Let's have a look, shall we?
The most famous part of the Caledonian Canal route is the long and skinny Loch Ness. 22 miles long and over 700 feet deep, it's essentially the vast chasm of that...
Rick, sorry, I'm going to have to pause you there, bud. There we go. Okay. Wait, is this only 3 minutes long? Oh, whatever. It's a travel bite.
The most famous part of the Caledonian Canal route is the long and skinny Loch Ness. 22 miles long.
I like my
and
Loch
over
Ness monsters
700
thick,
feet
thank
deep.
you.
It's essentially the vast chasm of that fault line filled with water. They say Loch Ness contains more water than all the lakes of England and Wales combined.
And
Loch
we tried.
Ness is deepest near Arkart Castle. While thoroughly ruined and little more than an empty shell to climb through,
I'm sure with some
heyday,
spackle
this
and duct tape, it will be
strategically
just
situated castle
fine.
Was one of the most important in the Highlands, controlling traffic along the Great Glen.
We love Glen, don't
Today, so gloriously situated with a view of virtually the entire lake, it's extremely popular with tourists and the perfect place to look for the Loch Ness Monster. While the lake is, frankly, boring, the local tourist industry thrives on the legend of the Loch Ness
While
Monster.
the lake is a fucking snooze
It is a
fest.
thrilling thought, and there have been several seemingly reliable sightings. And of course, there's a touristy exhibit
there it
that
is.
would love to tell the story. The Loch Ness exhibition is spearheaded by scientist and naturalist Adrian Shine, who spent decades studying the Nessie phenomenon.
Oh yeah, it's not fucking real.
Can you tell me the mission of this exhibition?
Our mission is to be part of the essential sense of place. We are not a monster show, but we will tell you a lot, or not,
Everyone leaves.
Scottish lochs by arguing about the Loch Ness Monster. But we do it in a fairly entertaining way, I like to think, because we're talking about the one thing we would all like to have in Loch Ness. What we do is take
It's
you through
just
the
a
history
drowning
of the
elephant.
search for an unusual animal in Loch Ness. In the 60s, it was surface surveillance with big telephoto lens cameras. Having failed in the 70s, we went underwater.
With hammers.
Partly in my own little photographic hide, Misham. Having failed to encounter
Mashal.
a beast, we resorted to
This is
sonar,
my submersible wife,
sort of
Mashal.
underwater radar. And we built a flat pack sonar search vessel on a beach in 1981.
Oh yeah,
Sailed
roll
up
at the
and down
flat pack. Let's go.
The contact led in the end to Operation Deep Scan in 1987 with the fleet. In the 90s, we got a bit canny. We used an indirect method, and we have been ever since. And it's general science. What could the lochs support in terms of food resources? What do the temperatures tell us about what could live in Loch Ness?
Naturally
finally,
forming
we have
entire
environmental
ham hawks
in terms
within the lake sustained the Loch Ness
record
Monster.
within the Loch Ness sediments. I would like our visitors to go away thinking about
I would
what
like our
could
visitors
live
to
in
go
Loch
away.
Ness when we have explained Loch Ness. Go and see Loch Ness, but if you want to understand it, come here.
This is
And
very
at the same
YouTube poopable,
time,
isn't it?
And above everything, we want them to go away knowing a lot more about Scottish lochs.
Oh, what a pleasant little video. All right, what else? Rick Steves, what else you got for us? Let's do a long one. That Loch Ness long, ain't it? Straight up, I'd kill to visit Scotland. Well, great news. If you're in England, you can do the Scots a huge favor. Europe's best crypts and cemeteries. Oh, is this from Rick Steves' Zoom meeting? Today we're going to be touring my house. This is my wood-paneled kitchen. Actually, that is a really nice kitchen. Holy shit. Rick's got tastes. Rick's got great fucking tastes, I will say. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we did the Oakneys too. Let's roll back. Let's roll it back, chat. See if we can't find a fucking long one. The Churches of England? Oh, the Museums of Paris!
Just a couple blocks off the river, the Cluny Museum, filling a medieval mansion, takes us back to Paris in the late Middle Ages.
The George
In
Clooney
the
Museum.
1400s, trade was beginning to boom, and the Renaissance was moving in like a warm.
Someone turn that piano down.
The Cluny
Jean-Claude?
Museum is an underappreciated treasure. Its rich collection of medieval art offers a rare peek into that mysterious age.
Kissing baby feet.
The sumptuous ivory pieces, vibrant enamel work,
Why Jesus got long fingers?
and gorgeous sculptures reflect a surprisingly
Is
refined
Jesus a
and
gray?
far from dark society.
Today we will find out if
Centerpiece
Jesus was an
is a
alien.
15th century series of tapestries called The Lady and the Unicorn. In medieval lore,
It's called
unicorns
that
were
because it
solitary
pictures a
creatures
lady
that could
and a
only be
unicorn.
tamed by a virgin. In secular society, they symbolized how a man was drawn to his lady love. In
What a
religion,
unicorn giving me the side
unicorn
eye.
was a symbol of Christ.
Hello.
These exquisite tapestries were inspired by both secular and religious traditions. They give us a peek at life, sensual life, from a time when the people of Paris were just stepping out of medieval darkness.
Steve, whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
Taste. A woman takes candy from a servant's dish to feed it to her parakeet,
I don't think parakeets eat
while a
candy.
little dog licks his lovingly woven chops. Hearing. An elegant woman plays
Polly,
sweetly
do you
on
want
a
another mint?
humming and
No!
releasing wild beasts. In this fanciful world, humans and their fellow creatures live in harmony in an enchanted garden. Sight.
Soon it will be a
The
shopping mall.
unicorn cuddles up and looks at himself in the lady's mirror, pleased with what he sees. The lion turns away and snickers. As the Renaissance dawns, vanity is a less than deadly
Hit him with the.
touch. That's the most basic.
Yeah, no,
and
you look
dangerous
great.
of the senses. Here, the lady strokes the unicorn's horn,
Ugh. Can we show this?
and the lion looks out at us to be sure we get the double entendre.
Oh.
Medieval Europeans were celebrating the
It's a
wonders
cack.
of love and the pleasures of sex. The words on Our Lady's tent read,
Good sex
"To my
wasn't
sole
invented until the
desire."
1200s.
What is her only desire? Is it jewelry? Or is she putting away the necklace and renouncing material things? Is it God? Love? The unicorn and lion open the tent. Is she stepping out or going in to meet the object of her desire? human sensuality is
Which one of
awakening,
us is telling the truth and the other lies?
and the Renaissance is emerging.
Rick Steves and Steve Ricks. The two gate guardians.
The Louvre's huge collection covers art history from ancient times to about 1850.
Covers art history, but not penises.
It can be overwhelming. A key to enjoying your visit, don't even try to cover it all. Enjoy an excuse to return.
The key to your visit, don't even
Remember
bother.
to look up for a sense of how long before it was a museum, this was Europe's ultimate palace and home of its mightiest kings. In fact, the collection includes royal French regalia, such as the crown of Louis XV and the crown Napoleon wore on his coronation. This museum is one of the world's oldest, opened to the
smelliest.
public during the French Revolution in 1793. I guess it just makes sense. You behead the king, inherit his palace and a vast royal collection of art, open the doors, and voila, a people's museum.
The lesson here is, chat, kill your landlord
Statue
and you'll
of
get their
Great
stuff.
Victory seems to declare that the Louvre's ancient collection is Europe's finest. 2 centuries before Christ, this wind-whipped masterpiece of Hellenistic
Has anyone
Greek art
seen
stood
my
on a
arms
bluff,
and also my
celebrating
head?
A great naval victory. And just past her stands an
It
entourage
symbolizes a
of
great
twisting and
naval
striving
history
statues,
because
each
you can
modeling
see the
ideal
belly
human
button.
form. Venus de Milo has struck her pose like a reigning beauty queen for 2,500 years now.
Yes, queen.
There must be more famous paintings here than in any other museum. The crowded Grand Gallery, while a
Not that
quarter
I've
mile long,
checked.
displays only a small part of the Louvre's collection. We'll feature a few paintings representative of 3 styles: Renaissance, Neoclassical,
And 8-bit.
and Romantic.
Oh.
Francois I, who ruled through the early 1500s, was France's Renaissance king.
Here with their slanted
His
head.
private paintings became the core of the Louvre's collection.
It was trendy for kings to have a Renaissance genius in their court. One of Europe's
And
greatest
pants.
kings, Francois Ier, got Europe's top genius, Leonardo da Vinci.
Da
Leonardo's work
Vinci?
epitomized the aesthetics of the Renaissance, and the Louvre's collection of his paintings demonstrates his lasting influence.
Do you think Rick Steves has been to Nebraska? Has anyone really been to Nebraska?
His Virgin of the Rocks illustrates his trademark sfumato technique.
I could go
The
for a
subtle
Virgin on the
line
Rocks right about
faces.
now. Because I've had a
And in
fucking
landscapes,
day.
How he shows distance by making it hazier and hazier. And this portrait, Mona Lisa, believed to
You've
be
probably
the wife
never
of
heard
a
of it.
Florentine merchant, is Leonardo's crowd-pleasing masterpiece. With her
Good luck getting to
enigmatic
actually see it,
she
though.
seems to enjoy all the attention. Her body is solid and statue-like, a perfectly balanced pyramid angled back so we can appreciate its mass. Her arm, level with the frame, adds stability and realism. And again, Leonardo creates depth in Mona's dreamy backyard.
What a slut.
For me, this painting sums up the Renaissance. Balance, confidence, and humanism. The age
Women.
when the common individual, Mona Lisa, becomes art-worthy.
Like the museum, Napoleon was a product of the Revolution. One of the Louvre's largest
And like the
canvases
museum,
shows
he was
Europe's
exiled
greatest
to a foreign
coronation,
island somewhere
Napoleon.
in the Atlantic.
The Pope traveled from Rome to Paris to crown Napoleon. But Europe's most famous megalomaniac, crown confidently in hand, pretty much ran the coronation show himself. The Pope
Europe's first
looks a
fail
little
woman
neglected.
and girl boss, Napoleon.
The French Revolution was all about ending kings. So Napoleon crowned himself emperor.
Didn't really work, did it,
Style
Rick?
of the time was
Got a
Neoclassical.
few of those still lying around.
Napoleon would approve of everything in this room. Greek, Roman, heroic, or patriotic themes. Clean,
But-
simple, and logical. It's pure neoclassical.
Did people really
This
just
Parisian
go to
woman
war
wearing
pussy
ancient
out?
garb and a Pompeii hairdo reclines on a Roman-style couch, perfectly in vogue.
Oh, Vogue. I know that magazine.
Neoclassicism was an intellectual movement. After all, during the
Not for
Revolution,
dum-dums like
everything
me.
was subjected to the test of reason. Nothing was sacred. If it wasn't logical, it was rejected. The reaction to neoclassicism was a romantic movement. Romanticism.
Oh,
Romanticism meant putting feeling over intellect.
And giving people big
passion
smooches.
over restrained judgment.
Mwah.
Logic and reason were replaced by a spirit that encouraged artists to be emotional and create not merely what the eyes saw, but also what the heart felt.
Girls' night!
What better setting for an emotional work than the story
Girls'
of an
night!
actual shipwreck? In Jericho's Raft of the Medusa, we see a human pyramid ranging from death and despair at its base to a pinnacle of hope as one of the survivors spots a ship, which ultimately comes to their rescue.
Like
If
most
art
human
controls
pyramids.
your heartbeat, this is a masterpiece. The Romantic movement championed nationalistic causes.
Girls'
of the 19th
night!
century. Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People shows the citizens in 1830
And Abraham
once
Lincoln.
again asserting their power and raising the French flag at a barricade in those troublesome back streets of Paris.
All children should be. Hold on, let's go back. 1
This
second.
painting and that struggle reverberate with the French people to this day. The French flag, the city. Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People.
All children should be given dual pistols. Every toddler in the world should be given dual flintlocks, in my opinion. Why do I have this political stance? I don't know. I just think it would be funny.
Shows the citizens in 1830, once again asserting their power and raising the French flag at a barricade in those troublesome back streets of Paris. This painting and that struggle reverberate with the French people to this day.
Why'd they remove her titty? Why'd they get rid of nipple?
Orsay Gallery, famous for its much-loved collection of Impressionist masterpieces, fills an old train station. The building itself
And
is
trains still
magnificent.
run through it every day,
Train tracks
destroying
go right down
millions
the
of
middle.
dollars worth of classical pieces.
The art of the Orsay takes you from 1848
What?
to 1914.
Ri-
This is the time when the
Oh
old
my
world
God,
meets
the amazing
modern
shrinking
world.
man.
It's conservative and revolutionary side by side.
Ricky,
Before the
you're getting too
Impressionists,
small. Come
19th
back.
century artist painted idealized
A
beauty.
wizard cursed
This was
him.
conservative art, popular throughout the 1800s because it was simply beautiful. Cabanel's
This is
Perfect
conservative
Venus
art.
is the
We know this because it
quintessence of beauty.
sucks.
The Love Queen reclines seductively, just born from the foam of a wave. At the time, sex was considered dirty and could be exalted only in a more pure and divine form.
This is how I wake up every day.
But while mainstream artists cranked out these ideal beauties, a revolutionary new breed of
Yeah,
artist
with
was
pieces like
painting
that, they
a
must have been
harsher
cranking
reality.
something.
Cross the
Ew!
tracks, and you find the realists. In The Painter's Studio, Gustave Courbet
Give that child
takes
two
us
guns.
behind the scene at the painting of a goddess. The model, not a goddess but a real woman, takes a break from posing to watch Courbet at work. Ordinary people mill about.
Nobody really had any jobs back
The little
then.
boy seems to admire the artist, already notorious.
They just
for
sort
his
of did
nonconformity.
whatever.
No one would show Courbet's work, so he put on his own art show. He built a little shack in the center of town and hung his paintings.
Hi, I've been
Basically
replaced by a
blowing his
robot.
nose at the shocked public and his conservative critics.
That's why I sound like this.
Edward Manet rubbed realism in the public's face, and they hated it. Manet's nude doesn't gloss over anything. The
Except
pose is
hiding the
classic,
pussy.
But the sharp outlines and harsh colors are new and shocking. Her hand is a clamp, her stare defiant.
Oh, she's got a clamp, all right.
Ignoring the flowers her servant brings from her last customer, this prostitute looks out as if to say, "Next."
Next!
It's around 1880, and Manet and his rat pack of conservatively dressed radicals gathered in Paris, pushing the creative envelope.
Those are people.
It's
Those are
time for
humans.
The revolution of Impressionism.
I want to see the
to
rats.
begin. Impressionism initiated the greatest change in art since the Renaissance. Now artists were free to delve into the world of colors, light, and fleeting impressions. They featured easygoing open-air scenes, candid spontaneity, and always the play of light. Impressionists made their canvases shimmer.
When are we
by
getting
an
to the
innovative
fist fight
technique.
era
Rather
of
than mixing
painting?
colors together on a palette, they applied the colors in
Where it's
dabs,
just big,
side by
meaty
side
men
on
slapping each
canvas,
other.
and let these mix as they traveled to your eye. Up close, it doesn't work, but move back and voila! Claude Monet is called the father of Impressionism. For him, the physical subject was now only the
Actually,
rack
it's
upon which
Impressionism's
to hang the
monster.
light, shadows, and colors. Auguste Renoir caught Parisians living and loving in the afternoon sun. Dappled light was his specialty.
Living in the
this painting,
moonlight,
you can
loving in the
almost feel
sunlight,
sun's
and having a
warmth
wonderful
smell the
time.
powder on the women's faces.
We had to wait on Kojima
Even
for
the
that one,
shadows
true.
are caught up in the mood. Everything's dancing. Renoir paints a waltzing blur to capture not the physical details, but the intangible charm of a restaurant on Paris's Montmartre. A short
At an
walk
Outback
takes us to the
Steakhouse.
palatial mansion, studio, and garden of another great impressionist, Auguste Rodin.
Auguste
Rodin was a
Gloop.
modern Michelangelo, sculpting human figures with powerful insight, revealing through the body their deepest emotions.
Cramps.
Now a museum, this historic mansion presents the full range of Rodin's work.
It's a bird.
His early works match the Belle Epoque style of the late 19th century, noble busts of bourgeois citizens and pretty portraits of their daughters.
Pardon me, darling.
But
I'm
Rodin
off to
had
the bathroom. I'm
working-class
about to make a
roots, and
noble
because of his
bust.
sentiments, the art establishment snubbed him. That's no wonder. Look at the intensity of this symbol of France as she screams liberté, égalité, fraternité. With his groundbreaking Bronze Man, Rodin came into his own and was recognized as an artistic force. From this point on, he left convention behind and blazed his own artistic trail. Here, his Hand of God shapes Adam and Eve from the mud of the earth to which they will return.
Here's the church, and here's all the people.
Unlike Michelangelo, who selected a piece of marble and then carved a single work of art, Rodin created models, which could then be reproduced and sold as authorized versions.
In The Kiss, a passionate woman twines around a solid man for their first spontaneous kiss.
I can't tell if he's solid enough. Can we get another camera angle?
This meeting of the lips. The Kiss was the first Rodin work the public loved.
Get a good look,
Rodin
chat, because
enjoyed
most
his
of you
work,
aren't getting that.
As do visitors today, who find it a place for peaceful meditation a century after the artist last planted a statue here. He sculpted the famous thinker in
Oh!
1806.
The toilet
Slightly
guy.
forward, tense and compact, every muscle working toward producing that one great thought: man contemplates his fate.
Butt cheeks strained.
Said Rodin, "It is a statue of myself."
Please get me out of here.
While the orangerie no longer contains plants, today it's filled with a garden of Impressionist and early 20th century paintings.
We moved all the plants to the art museum,
Select
ironically
works
enough.
by Renoir, Cézanne, Gauguin,
And Grungo.
and others. And its main attraction is Monet's water lilies, floating dreamily in the oval rooms the artist himself designed to showcase his masterpiece.
It was originally the
This
bathroom.
series of expansive curved panels is the epitome of
Grungo.
Impressionism.
Fuck.
It immerses you in Monet's garden at Giverny, his home and studio outside of Paris.
Like an aging Beethoven who composed his most dramatic works while losing his hearing, the nearly blind Claude Monet
Or like
spent his
Notch, who
final
made
years
Minecraft
painting
before
these
becoming an
symphonies of
asshole.
color on a similarly monumental scale.
We're looking into his pond, dotted with water lilies and dappled by the reflections of the sky, clouds, and trees on the surface. Monet mingles the pond's many elements and then lets us
The
sort it
elements?
The true subject of these works is not the pond itself, it's the play of the light, reflecting off the water. Monet would work on several canvases at the same time, each one
He sucked
catching
that
the light
way.
of a particular time of day.
Get close and see how Monet worked. Starting from a blank canvas.
Oh, sorry.
he'd
Let me,
lay
uh,
down
let me-
thick,
let me get
big
close.
brush strokes of a single color.
Let me just-
horizontal and vertical to create a dense mesh of foliage.
Let me get a good look.
Over this, he'd add more color for the dramatic highlights until he got
yeah.
a dense paste of piled
Okay.
up paint.
All right.
Up close, it's messy, but back up and the colors resolve.
Oh, sorry,
into a
sorry, I'll
luminous
back up.
scene. Just pure reflected color. Working, he'd move with the sun from one canvas to the next. Panning slowly around this hall, you see the pond turn from pre-dawn darkness to clear morning light, to lavender late afternoon, to glorious sunset.
To a disgusting
Sublime
tone.
and tranquil, Monet intended this
Actually,
to
let's-
be a place of reflection.
Hold on. I'm teleporting. There we go. All right. That was everything in Paris. You know what? We've been going for about an hour now. I'm going to quickly hit up the bathroom. Why don't we take a short break and then we'll probably you know what? Let's just watch a bunch of Rick Steves videos today. I think we're just going to watch a bunch of Rick Steves videos and find the real beauty of this world we live in. All right, chat. Be right back. All right, welcome the fuck back. You know what? We've done an art video. Let's do a food video. Let's see if we can't find like a really not super long. Let's do 10 minutes of European cheap eats.
No taste of Naples is complete without a pizza. Antica Pizzeria da Michele is a favorite. Baking in just the right combination of fresh dough, mozzarella, and tomatoes in traditional wood-burning ovens, this restaurant is considered by many the birthplace of pizza.
Which is actually New
It
York.
takes several years of practice to get the dough just right. Catering to pizza purists, the menu is brief.
Or
just
2 weeks if you
kind.
don't suck.
Marinara comes with tomato sauce, oregano,
Oh.
and garlic. No cheese.
Hold on, what is that
Margarita
fucking
celebrates
vessel?
to get the dough just right. Catering to pizza purists, the menu is
Got the
brief,
fucking
just
birth
two
of
kinds.
Christ oil
Marinara
canister.
comes with tomato sauce, oregano, and garlic. No cheese. Margarita celebrates the unification of Italy. Named after the first Italian queen, it comes with the colors of the Italian flag. Red tomatoes,
Named after the first
white
Italian
mozzarella
queen,
cheese,
Mamma Mia
green
Pizzeria. Ooh.
Italians who come to the States are not impressed
your
by
poop,
thick,
madame.
fancy pizzas. Judging from the enthusiasm of those munching these hot and tasty
Oh,
pies,
God, they're
what really
eating it
matters
with
is
forks
not the
and
quantity of
knives.
ingredients, but the
Never
quality.
mind, Italy is not cultured. Pack it
For a
in,
break from
everyone.
sightseeing and a fun meal, explore the back lanes and pop into a bar serving cicchetti.
My apologies to Jackson.
That's the
Italy is
Venetian
not cultured.
hors d'oeuvres. This is a great way to try a variety of dishes. With a good regional wine in a rustic setting, you can eat cheaply and make new friends or enjoy old ones. Alessandro's joining us to give our nibbles some meaning.
So what is cicchetti?
It's a small bite, that you normally have when you have a glass of wine with
Is that
a
just
friend.
like a pile of
can make a small
fried
meal.
squid? Or
If
grilled
you keep
squid?
going for 3-4 bars, yes.
Because you can't drive a car in Venice, it's perfectly
Well, you
suited
can.
to bar hopping like this.
This is chiquito.
You'll just go to jail for
grab
it.
With the hand has to be finger food,
with your
okay?
fingers, with your
Feel
wine.
a finger with your wine,
Wine,
yeah?
chiquito.
You help yourself. One for you, one for me. a
these
little for
are,
you,
a
little for me, and they
pogos.
try. You see, look, yeah.
That's a
Is hot dogs deep
Alessandro says
fried?
it's all right to just point at what you want. But your selection will be limited to what's fresh from the market that day.
When you come here to the bar, you have
When
to
you come to the
order
bar.
what they find in the market, in the morning. Has to be fresh.
So this is representative of what Francisco found in the market good
yes,
this morning.
Yes, to find it in the market in the morning.
Eating cicchetti is a tasty opportunity to try something new and unusual.
Ooh, I don't know what that is,
Yeah,
but it does
cooked
look
in
good.
the oven. You grab the sardine from the tail.
By the tail.
By the tail, and you eat it just in one. They are fantastic. Dopo di me,
So that.
they're fantastic. You see?
Oh, that's an explosion of
Cook it up,
taste.
Yeah.
But don't forget, according to Alessandro, you only
that's an
eat
explosion
cicchetti
of
so you
taste.
can have more of the main course. Wine. Nazare has a strong fishing heritage.
Rick
While
is
nothing like its haven,
genuinely
fishermen
very
still
funny and
manage to
charming.
harvest the sea. Working as a team as the sun drops, they set their nets with wisdom passed down from their grandfathers.
Don't fall in.
The next morning, the women of the town prepare the day's catch. Splayed and salted fish are put out on nets to dry under the midday sun.
If your pussy don't look like this.
This simple way of preserving fish carries on, unchanged for generations. Locals claim they're delicious, but I'd rather eat another salty treat, barnacles.
Oh,
So this is a
barnacles.
barnacle. How do you say that in Portuguese? Percebes. Percebes. Can you show me the trick to opening it? Yeah.
Can you do that again for me, but this time
where do these
feed me
come
the
from?
barnacle? Like I'm a baby bird?
Just some right over there, huh? Yeah. Today? Really? Someday, so it's fresh. So I break it, okay, like so. Look at that. It's beautiful.
The barnacles
How
in
do you say
Atlantic
delicious?
Canada are way bigger.
Muito bom. Percebes? Muito bon. Good. And with beer, perfect.
And better and cooler, and we're based and you're not.
Bon appetit. Thank you. Thank you. Obrigado.
One of the charms of Vienna is how things are so close together.
Like people who stand
For
too close to you.
generations, shoppers have grabbed a quick lunch just around the corner. Buffet Treshniewski is an institution, famous for its cheap and charming finger sandwiches. Simply
Made
point
from real
to
ground
whatever looks
fingers.
tasty.
Speck mit Ei.
3 different sandwiches make a light lunch. I'm having ham and
Oh, I
eggs,
thought those
pairing
were
with onions,
pastries.
chicken liver.
It's fish.
The traditional drink here is a tiny beer called a pfiff. Fast food, Vienna style. On the road to Konya, we drive deep into the Taurus Mountains. Get off the
To
main
fight the
road.
Minotaur.
Any little town will have the local equivalent of a pizza joint.
They're driving on the
Dinner
wrong
time,
side of the
that's our
road.
plan.
Steve,
When
look
you drop
out!
into a place that rarely sees a tourist, you're likely to enjoy a particularly warm welcome.
Merhaba.
A Turkish pizza is called pita, and that's what's cooking.
Hoş bulduk. Neyiniz var acaba?
Kuşbaşılı,
Diced meat?
kıymalı,
Minced meat?
I love how
Cheese?
they're like inches away from
And
the
eggs.
oven.
bir de karışığımız var efendim.
He can either make plain ones or a combination of these ingredients.
Okay, let's get a variety.
Okay. Karışık alalım.
Everything reminds me of her.
So this is the mixed one with the cheese.
Yes. And this is with the diced meat. The beef.
You see, the Turkish actually invented the chopped cheese.
Ayran. Harika. Sağ olun.
Oh, and the yogurt drink, let's go.
Ayran. I love this stuff. It's a yogurt drink.
Yeah.
Healthy, it's cheap. It's a fun part of the pita culture. For dinner in Madrid, it's a movable feast. For maximum fun, people, and atmosphere, do the tapa tango. It's a time-honored tradition of going
It's a
from one bar
movable
to the
feast
next,
that you have to
munching,
eat on an
drinking,
escalator.
and socializing. When it comes to variety, Madrid is Spain's tapas capital. Grab a toothpick and stab something strange. While Spaniards don't eat dinner until 9 or 10 o'clock, with a meal like this, I can eat early and still go local.
Some octopus tentacle is really fucking
For
good.
starters, we're going for one of Madrid's quirkiest snacks, and this spot is named for it, La Orrea de Oro, sautéed pig's ears.
Do you think a
Pig's
quirked
ears
up
are
white
a
boy
favorite here,
busting it
and
down
Jaime is a
Travelogue
frantic
style could
one-man
get some
show
food
who
around
somehow
here?
gets everything just right.
This man was in The Sopranos.
See, this wine is like house-made wine from the northwest of Spain, from Galicia.
Okay. And it's cloudy a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit cloudy. So that you
It's
don't see the
homemade
cold
wine
oil.
from my boot. Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
so this is pig's ear. This is the cartilage, actually. This is
More food needs to come out on a fucking Kyle from South Park. More food needs to come out just on a tiny little plate for you to nibble on, for you to go.
sauteed with a little bit of olive oil.
More
Spanish
food needs to
paprika.
be piles of things.
And that's actually the cartilage.
That's right.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Wow. Pig's ears. I never thought I'd be eating actual pig's ears.
Yeah.
Just up the street, Casa Tony is run by Tony. He's popular for his
Tony!
refreshing gazpacho, the cold tomato and garlic soup.
Carlos, the gazpacho is really refreshing in the summer, right?
Yeah, gazpacho is like a
Cold
vegetable
gazpacho soup, heated up in the
with a tomato
microwave.
base.
But cold.
And it's very refreshing. Yeah, it's cold.
It's nice, yeah.
At Tony's, you can have huevos con chorizo, potatoes brava, mystery meats, and the house vermouth.
Oh,
Don't worry about paying until you're ready to go. Then ask
don't worry
for
about
la
paying.
cuenta.
Tony's not that fast.
Next, it's La Casa del Abuelo, packed with seafood lovers savoring sizzling plates of tasty shrimp and prawns. I like gambas al ajillo, shrimp sautéed with garlic. And gambas a
I
la plancha.
don't like shellfish, but there's something about this
A
that's
glass of
hitting
house-made
me.
wine, right out of the keg, is incredibly cheap.
Probably because it's all
Four
like
is normal. That's where people traditionally toss their trash and shit.
Just fucking throw your garbage all over the place. Who gives a shit? Talking this
For our
broad.
sweet late-night finale, enjoy pudding-like hot chocolate and churros.
Stick your dick in some hot
Churros are
chocolate.
the favorite local donut. Dunkin' Chat, recalling highlights of the day and looking forward to tomorrow.
Dunkin' Chat? All right. What else is there? I kind of want to do a long one. Is there like a half-hour one that isn't just art? Because I feel like you people get enough of art just watching these streams. Can't even say that with a straight fucking face. Boating in Scandinavia. Let's see here. God, should we do another food one? Because they're just making me fucking hungry. Going down to my local cuisinery to get a cold cut from Subway. Austrian and Italian Alps. This one's like half an hour. But I want to avoid one we've already done. Rick Steves' European Christmas? We need to save that one for Christmas time. Chat, set a reminder for me, will you? Someone open up my day planner. Let's see here. We've already done Oakley, I know that. Bosnia? The land of trouble-free? No. Let's keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Look out, Rick. Yeah, let's do the fucking Alps. The hills are alive with the sound of Rick.
Hi, I'm Rick Steves, back with
Hi.
more of the best of Europe. And right now, I'm the highest person in Germany, proving that almost anybody can make
I
the summit in
smoked a
Europe's
whole
Alps.
loaf.
And from
I
up
am
here,
the
we venture
highest
south
person in
for the
Germany.
best of the Alps in Austria and in Italy. Thanks for joining us.
I should probably make a playlist of these for next time. Holy shit, I wish weed were measured in loaves. They are in Europe. Just go down to your local bakery.
I love how in Europe, nature and culture mix it up. And here in the
Oh,
Alps,
Rick, you shouldn't
each
have.
region
Here,
has a
I'll
distinct
take
flavor.
those. Thank you.
In this episode, we'll celebrate both nature and culture in the Alps of Austria and Italy.
I could go for a fucking
After
bratwurst
conquering the
in a
we'll
pretzel
visit a
twist
remote
right about
farm in
now.
Austria and join in a Tyrolean village festival. Then we cross the Alps, tour a uniquely well-preserved medieval castle, and joyride deep into Italy's rugged Dolomite Mountains. After an
No, drive around
unforgettable
them,
hike,
Steve.
we'll catch
Don't
our breath in
don't drive
Europe's
into
largest
them.
high-altitude
Oh,
valley.
this, a Steam Deck and Satisfactory would fix me. This would fix me. Oh, I want this so bad. I want this so bad. I think everyone should have the opportunity to be a a white dad traveling Europe. Everyone should get that chance. Everyone should get the chance to dress like a white dad traveling Europe.
and then enjoy some more alpine folk music. Germany, Austria, and Italy come together high in the Alps. We
come
start in
together to
Bavaria,
form
at the Zugspitze.
the Axis.
There we travel
Oh
south
no,
into the
not
Tyrol,
again!
a historic region that today is split between Austria and Italy. We visit Innsbruck and Hall before crossing Brenner Pass into Italy. From Kasselruth, we explore the Dolomites.
Dolomite!
Across the Alps, mountain resorts are investing in their infrastructure. And here in Bavaria, they've made it quick and easy to experience their mightiest peak.
And their creams.
The Zugspitze, at nearly
Gesundheit.
10,000 feet, is Germany's highest mountain. And this cable car zips us to the top in 10 minutes. The
I wish we had
cable is
walkable
about 3
cities like
miles long.
these.
It's supported by only one pylon, and it stretches nearly 2 miles to the summit with no support at all.
So what you're saying is we need to build if we need more dirt, we only have the one pylon and we need to build
While there are many higher mountains in the Alps, the Zugspitze is unique. It stands alone, offering a view of hundreds of peaks in Germany, Austria, Italy, and even Switzerland.
Let's be honest,
Mountain marks
Germany
the
has
border
peaked.
between Germany and Austria. From here, the Alps arc like a grand alpine symphony, from Vienna way in the east all the way to the French Riviera, where these mountains finally plunge into the Mediterranean. The Zugspitze summit attracts huge
Sometimes
crowds.
on top of
As
people.
on so many European mountaintops, you'll find restaurants, shops, and well-entertained tourists. The Zugspitze is famed for a cold and ghostly wind that can really howl in the winter. This hiker
That's
spot has
because
been
these
perched
mountains
here
are
for
haunted.
well over a century. And thanks to these beefy cables,
Not
it's
just
never
regular
been
haunted,
blown
but
off the
German
top.
haunted.
The summit, first climbed in 1820, is marked by a golden cross, carried up here by hardy villagers back in 1851. Today, with the help of iron steps and cables, it's climbed either from the distant valley floor or from the adjacent summit restaurant by families, seniors, and even travel writers.
Or you can take the elevator.
These days, escaping the tourist crowds takes initiative, and having a car can be helpful. We've crossed
What
into
makes something
Austria
German
and are ready
haunted?
to explore.
Germans.
Detailed maps show tiny roads you might not realize exist. For a car hiker's look at life high in the Alps, we're switchbacking up to a 5,000
I mean
foot
that
high
old
perch.
village haunted.
From the end of the road, it's an easy 20-minute stroll to the Walderalm farm.
Or a difficult 75-minute stroll.
It's actually a cluster of 3 family-run dairy
If you're wearing
farms
Legos
with
for shoes.
70 cows sharing their meadow amid staggering mountain views. These families have eked out a living on these farms with remarkably little change for generations. Hans, while well into his 80s now, is still involved in the family farm. Today, it's so hot, the cows are hanging
Hans,
out in
who
the
was
barn,
seen there
but
dressed
there's
as a
still
software
work to be done.
developer.
And with the chores finished, Hans enjoys whittling in his spare time. His
And
favorite
working on his
subject?
Linux servers.
Cows, of course.
They call it whittling because that's a
The
whittle cow.
traditional alpine farmhouse was energy efficient, considering the technology of the day. The
Solar
family lived
panels.
here on the middle floor. The cows got the ground floor. There's about 40 cows just down there. They'd catch the body heat of the cows, and that would help to heat the family. And the hayloft provided insulation and the assurance there'd be enough food to get the cows through the winter. And on this
See,
farm,
we don't need
the system
baseboard
works to
heating.
this
We
day.
just need to keep cows in the
These days,
basement.
family farms struggle to survive. Here in Europe, many manage only with the help of government subsidies and by tapping into the tourist trade. A steady stream of hikers and bikers work hard to reach this idyllic spot. And Hans and his family are happy to serve a hearty lunch or a refreshing drink.
I don't know what that was, but it was big, round, and moist, and I
From up
wanted
here,
it.
it's all downhill to Innsbruck. Filling
Which
the valley
sucks.
floor, it's one of the biggest cities within the Alps.
Hi, Teddy. How's it going?
Innsbruck was an important outpost of the Habsburg Empire.
Oh, the
5
Habsburgs
centuries,
again.
It was their capital of the Tyrol, with all the imperial trappings.
These guys are everywhere.
A grand church, a stately palace, and an extravagant balcony fit for a king. This much
Where we
admired
executed
golden
one
roof was
fascist
built for the
leader
Habsburg
decades
Emperor
ago.
Maximilian in 1494. The roof, with over 2,000 gilded copper tiles,
What
remains the
testicle
town's
black is
centerpiece.
coal?
Innsbruck's historic center is now a
Constant
pedestrian
premature
zone.
ejaculation.
Looking past the crowds, it still feels like a once grand provincial capital. The city's folk museum is a medieval Tyrolean home show. Humble as that rural
But there are folk
farming
outside.
community
Just
may
stare
have
at
been,
them.
An artistic touch prevails. The plow seems to honor hard work.
A torture device.
One-legged milking stools were finely carved.
One-legged milking stools. That's yeah.
Cribs were decorated with religious themes to be sure God watched over the baby.
The baby.
Fantastical characters warded off evil and even served as human scarecrows.
ward off evil.
Merchants carrying their wares on their backs would hike
Oh,
from
hello, I'm
village
here
to
to
village.
carry wares.
This one sold fine fabric.
Would you like to buy one of my
Intricately whittled
towels?
dioramas show off the region's tradition of fine wood carving. While this
This
could be
Warhammer
any Tyrolean
40
village, upon
Sorry,
closer
this
look,
Warhammer
it's
diorama.
Bethlehem in the Alps. Bible stories like this nativity scene made most sense to locals when presented in a familiar hometown setting. Today, this major scene gives you a glimpse
Here
of
is the
village
birth
life
of the
in
man
Tyrol
emperor of
a couple
mankind.
centuries ago. Innsbruck's worth a quick look, but I prefer a smaller town with fewer tourists. Tonight, we're sleeping 5 miles downstream in the town named Hall in Tyrol.
Oh, I love that
Even
band.
before the time
You're
of
out of
Habsburgs,
touch.
Hall was an
I'm out
important
of
trade
time.
Back then, its medieval center was actually larger than Innsbruck's. Today's laid-back Hall cradles its market square. Its pastel
Naked baby.
buildings and quaint streets feel refreshingly traditional. Actually, too traditional if you're trying to accomplish anything more than a leisurely lunch from noon till 2, when everything closes.
Everything closes at 2.
During
God,
the
I wish that were
Hall's
me.
castle served as the local mint.
I mean, my job.
Old-time methods are still used here to strike shiny souvenir coins.
This one person is making every coin in Europe.
500 years ago, this was how you made money.
Okay, that is €1. That will be €1.
The town's
Thank
name,
you.
Hall, means salt. Hall was so important because it was a center of salt mining and trade. In the past, salt was mined like a precious mineral. It was so valuable because before modern refrigeration, it was used to preserve food. Salt helped people survive the winters.
From
That's why
every-
they called it white gold.
From everything from meats
Back
to
when salt
submarine
was money,
sandwiches,
Hall
everything
was
had to be
loaded.
doused in
Its
salt.
seal features a barrel of salt. The town's elegant architecture and rich church made it clear that in its day, Hall was a local powerhouse. While the church's structure is mostly 15th century Gothic, the decor inside is 17th century Baroque. And with a close look, you
Hans,
can
come
see the
downstairs.
wealth
It's
was
time to
founded
eat your
on
glass of salt.
Miners generated the wealth that paid for the lavish altars, extravagant starbursts, and this statue of the miners' patron, Saint Barbara. And even the little cupids carry barrels of salt.
Imagine being in the Alps digging and
The
finding
old
gold
pedestrian
instead of
bridge
salt.
leads over the
Ah!
glacier-fed Inn River.
I
to the
found
hotel.
gold again!
Gasthof Bottle is
I'm
run by the
ruined.
Steiner family. I love a family-run hotel, and here, 3 generations are hard at work. I've enjoyed Frau Steiner's warm welcome for a generation. She makes each guest feel right
Trying
at
to hit
home.
on the waitress. Come on,
Now her
Rick.
daughter
You know
Sonia
better.
runs the show with the same flair for hospitality. And clearly, granddaughter Laura is next in line. We're dining on Tyrolean favorites, spätzle, a traditional kind of pasta, and
Which is mac and
dumplings.
cheese.
As is typical of the guest houses I like to recommend, Frau Steiner shares the local culture.
Oh,
That includes
typical
both food
grandma
and music.
behavior. Oh, you're not eating enough, Rick. Please, here.
Tonight, Under
Eat
the
up.
convivial chestnut tree, the town
Oh,
band
here's the
and
beer
dancing
garden,
group
everyone.
are performing for each other as much as the hotel guests. The Tyrolean Brass Band starts things off.
They drink
The
beer
maiden
out
with
of
the
that
schnapps makes
after
sure
every
to
song.
lubricate as necessary.
Oh, Rick, don't talk about lubrication. Come on, bud. Not in front of Grandma. Not in front of Das Grandma. Do you know any Imagine
It's
Dragons?
time for the dancers. I love how folk dancing recalls the courting rituals of
Tom
medieval
Ska.
societies.
In their natural
Dancing was an
habitat.
acceptable way to meet the girl or guy from the next farm, back in an age when simply connecting was a challenge. And with slap dancing
and
like
this is how you
what
attracted
girl
women
wouldn't
back
say
then.
yes?
Instead of being a fail podcaster, you had to do a stupid dance that was equally as embarrassing. Someone did the goofy scream.
Heading
Bro,
south across
not in
Europe's
front of
cultural
Das
and
Women.
geographical divide, driving from the
Not in
Germanic
front of Das
world over the
Fräulein.
Alps into the Mediterranean world, Italy. The Brenner Pass has been the
Pictured
easiest
here
way
in
over the
Japan.
Alps since ancient Roman times. 2,000 years ago, Roman legions followed this route, the Via Claudia, as they marched north to conquer much of Europe.
And the
Sections
NCR.
of the ancient road are still preserved. Deep grooves are reminders of countless wagon wheels that followed this very route.
Countless wagon wheels that I
Today,
will
the
be
Brenner
devouring
Pass is
today.
easier than ever to cross as drivers arc gracefully along one of the engineering wonders of Europe. From the top of the Europa Brücke, or Europe's Bridge, it feels like just another freeway. But from the windy old
bridge said
road to the valley
SOX.
floor, it looks like
Chat,
a
we gotta
mighty
get this
sculpture.
bridge out of here.
The freeway zips drivers from Innsbruck to the Italian border in about 30 minutes. How about pasta for lunch? While the Autobahn in Germany and Austria is toll-free, the Italian autostrada has plenty of toll booths.
Oh, of
But
course.
that's nothing new here. This crossing has long been a gauntlet of toll booths and forts. Empires from Roman times to World War II understood the
Another
strategic
mid-ass
value of
thing
Brenner
about the
Pass.
Italians.
This fortress, called Franzenfest, was built in the 1830s. It was one of the mightiest of its day. A huge investment by the Habsburg Emperor in Vienna, it was designed to protect his empire from invasions from the south.
Once again, the Habsburgs rear their
Throughout the Middle
ugly,
Ages,
gross
this was the
heads.
trade route that connected the Germanic world with cities like Venice and Florence. When medieval traders reached this valley, chances are
In the
they
machine?
were stopped, willingly or not, at a castle like this. Reifenstein Castle was built to control trade, but Reifenstein has grown more welcoming with age.
You were not allowed to
Now,
trade
it used to take
TF2
a battering
hats
ram to
until
get
you
these
went to
doors open.
Reifenstein
Now,
Castle.
all it takes is a few euros.
Hello. Hey. Hello. Welcome in Reifenstein.
Reifenstein offers one of Europe's most intimate looks at medieval castle life.
And
The
dog.
actual Count and Countess of Reifenstein are determined to preserve their historic castle.
Wait,
The castle
chat.
caretaker shows
You could vote
visitors
me in
around
to be
on
Queen of
tours several
Reifenstein.
times a day. We're enjoying.
Can we get a poll going?
While the castle was originally built 1,000 years ago, what we see today is about 500 years old. It's a rare
We know this
opportunity
because it has
to see an
Ethernet cables
intact
run
medieval
through it.
castle interior.
The stream
Within its mighty
castle.
stone walls, hefty timbers flesh out the staircases and rooms. The woodwork is artful, and the engineering ingenious. While there was no well, rainwater was collected into a cistern that functions to this day. Paintings adorning the walls feature only one family, the noble German family that has owned the castle for centuries.
And are
Here,
trapped in
the
these
Lord and
portraits.
lady seem proud of what must have been an impressive fortified home in its day. Here's a fun fix for a tipsy lord. Too much to drink? A clever funnel guides the key right into the hole. From the looks of the
That's-
sumptuous
why don't
home,
we have
medieval
that?
life for the nobility was
Why don't we
pretty
have that for like
comfortable. Painted
smartphones
walls
where you
are
have to put the
original,
USB
a rare
cable
example
in?
of secular art surviving from the Middle Ages. With voluptuous swoops and curves,
Gog.
this scene, frescoed in 1498, is a fantasy of elves, jesters, archers, and fruity symbols of fertility.
Steve, Rick, I don't think you could say that.
You can catch a view across the valley to Reifenstein's sister castle. Two castles like these, strategically straddling the valley, could control much of the trade passing between Germany and Italy. To exercise his power and collect those tolls, the castle lord needed a small personal army. This
Or
room
one
is the
big
knight's
guy.
quarters. Up to 8 men shared each of these boxes, complete with hay for maximum comfort.
They put dudes in a
Imagine 40
box?
snoring knights packed into one room. There was no fire for warmth, as an accident would set the entire
My
place up
liege,
in
the
flames.
cuddle pile is in
So, the
shambles.
knights huddled together.
Your knights are
to stay warm.
defecting.
And every good castle needs a dungeon, used mostly to enforce the payment of debts. The only way in or out was
Hello,
through
can
this
you let me out of here?
If you couldn't pay your bills, you could spend days down here. No food, only a little water.
I'm ready to pay now.
Okay, enough about
The
debts
guy who
and
made all the
dungeons. We've
coins ran out of
escaped, and we're on our way
metal.
to Italy's dramatic limestone rooftop. The
Hi,
Dolomites,
Milk.
with their
Hello. Good
distinct
to see
and
you.
jagged peaks, offer some of the best alpine thrills in Europe. And these mighty mountains seem to protect the traditional culture in the region's villages
The mighty
and
mountains.
even
Oh,
and
whoop.
even the little cupids carry barrels
Uh-oh.
of salt. Some come
We went back to the salt era. The salt
Southern
arc.
Flame, food, own state. Today, that region is divided, part in Austria and part in Italy.
And
The
part in
Italian
Texas for some
is called
reason.
South Tyrol. The region is a mix of the two cultures and officially bilingual. While the traditional
let's
economy
go.
is farming, today tourism
Shout out
is
to the
also big.
bilinguals.
Skiing in winter, hiking in summer. The Great Dolomite Road, beautifully engineered, leads to the nearly 7,000
Oh,
foot
the
high
fucking
Sella
Bep Bep
Pass.
car.
It's great for a joyride and famously a big challenge for bikers.
Unless you're going
Making
downhill.
it to the summit is always a good excuse for a triumphant group photo. These bold limestone pillars offer something for everybody. This
Except for
is
people
rock
who are
country.
afraid of limestone.
Thrilling. Even for
Woke
spectators.
country.
From the town of Ortizé, we're catching the Secheda lift. All over this region, the lifts do the climbing fast and easy.
The
depositing
Sechedas.
hikers sweat
They come out
free
every
in
summer.
air trailheads. I love walking on a ridge. And with as many nationalities enjoying this scene as there are flowers in the fields, the blissful world up here is one of pristine nature
Fuck
and
me.
happy hikers. These slopes are busy with skiers. in
Chat,
the
Europe
winter.
might be onto
When
something.
planning, be aware
I'm willing
that
to
in
admit
early
it.
Spring and late fall, that's between seasons here in the Dolomites, many lifts, huts,
Dolomite.
and restaurants are shut down, and trails can be covered in snow. We're here in summer, and everything's wide open. Everywhere I look feels like an alpine adventure awaiting my arrival.
Walking through the forest and finding a molted gondola carriage skin.
One thing I love about Europe, I've been coming
You know,
here
those
all
are-
my life, and there's still places to discover.
The gondola rinds are
Town of
chock
Castlewood
full of vitamin
feels like
C.
an alpine village rather than
So
a
have
ski
a bite.
resort. That's why I feature it in my Italy guidebook as the ideal home base for exploring the Dolomites.
That's why I featured this part of Italy in the Italy
The
guidebook.
hyperactive bell tower seems to ring out the wisdom of
Oh, it's just got
honoring local
ADHD.
traditions.
Leave the bell tower
Buildings
alone.
are painted with murals celebrating the town's rich heritage. Clearly, fire has long been a concern. St. Florian, the patron of firefighters, is shown all over town putting out fires.
Putting out model homes.
The town cemetery is like a lovingly tended garden.
But with
Entire
corpses.
families share a common plot. cobbled lanes lead past friendly shops to the welcoming town square. And for generations, the fountain, with its metal cup, has invited all for a refreshing drink.
And
The
brain
fountain also watered
parasites.
horses back when coaching inns lined the square.
Use
Here in
the cup,
region of
that's why
South
it's
Tyrol,
there, come
even though
on.
we're in Italy, locals
Use
speak
the
German
town
first
mug.
and Italian second.
Like a normal
That's because
person.
for centuries, it was in the Austrian Habsburg realm, ruled from Vienna.
Oh, these guys again.
After World War I, South Tyrol ended up as part of Italy. Mussolini did what he could to Italianize the region. He even gave each city a new Italian name.
And
This town,
spaghetti.
Castleruth, became Castelroto. But the region's
Oh, the
dramatic
Castle of
heritage
Castelroto.
endures.
I love that
You
movie.
can see it in its prosperity and in its lively folk culture.
You can find
Amateur
hints
folk
of
bands have
fascism
fun keeping
everywhere
that
in Italy.
heritage alive. The instruments are traditional, as are the costumes.
Here are
bill
all the
aprons
other
come from a
McElroy
time when
brothers.
Humble workers needed to protect their precious clothing. It's nice to think that these boys are both modern and traditional, and their traditions are clearly surviving into the next generation.
These quirked up white boys are getting fresh with it. The clarinet. Why are they wearing cat toys on their neck? They're all doing this inside of a sauna, too. This is peak Europe. Oh, mein Himmel. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just the Celsius degrees we use?
Castelruth is the gateway to Europe's largest alpine meadow, the Alpi di Susi. As automobiles are generally not allowed, visitors approach by cable car.
Unless you're sick with
Landing
it.
at Kompach, the commercial hub of the meadow, hikers can hop a lift or a shuttle bus to the trailhead of their choice. The Alpi di Susi is a natural preserve at the foot of the mighty Sasso Lungo and Sasso Piatto peaks. The meadow is 3 miles wide by 7 miles long and seems to float at 6,000 feet above sea level. It's dotted by farm huts and
We measured.
wildflowers, surrounded by dramatic Dolomite peaks, and crisscrossed by meadow trails.
You should see if Rick Steves ever did stuff on
flower
Canada.
lovers, and walkers.
It all seems to be
It's also
primary.
just
Oh,
right for
this.
someone needing a lazy beer with a
Sorry,
spectac-
let's pause again. I need this so bad. A cold glass of Barks root beer and a Steam Deck would change me permanently. I think Rick does like primarily
And completing the
European
storybook
stuff.
Dolomite setting, the
But,
spooky
we can see if
Mount
we can
Schlaer,
find something,
home of
more-
mythical witches, looks boldly into the haze of the Italian
North American.
Peninsula.
Peninsula.
I hope
Peninsula,
you've
named
enjoyed our
after
look
the
at the Alps
panini.
of Austria and Italy, the Tyrol, where nature is wild yet so accessible. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rick Steves. Until next time, keep on traveling.
I will, Rick.
This is
I
Rick
will.
pretending to relax. We're trying an experiment here to see if he can pull it off.
Oh, there we go. Fucking get it, Rick.
We've been making these TV meals for 20 years and I still don't know how to do it.
Rick really is like the cool dad. Like kind of quirky with it. All right. Let's do one more. Let's see if I wonder if there is something out of I'm sick of Europe. I'm sick and tired of Europe. See if we can't find something outside of Europa. I'm sick of Europe. Maybe we should watch something about England. France, Scotland. Sick of this Eurocentric stream bee. I'm sorry for being so Eurocentric. Some crimes can never be forgiven. Who's the highest person in Europe? Well, judging by this fucking vape cloud that you just puffed, chances are it's you, Rick. Let's see here. I'm seeing some stuff on Ethiopia. See, I don't know if I want to watch something that's travel as a political act, because that's not something I want to make fun of. I don't know if that's something I necessarily want to riff on. Let's see here. The story. Hold on. What? Did I miss the story of fascism? Oh, Rick. Rick Steves, the story of fascism. Oh, we might have to save that for another time. There's a bunch of Egypt vids? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Egypt, I kind of want to do something outside of Italy. Oh my God. Hi, B. Hi. Hello. I'm kidding, of course. I know Egypt is in Brazil. Come on. I'm not dumb. Rick Steves' money belts. Rick Steves' Count Dooku era. Let's see. Here, let's go back up and Egypt. We'll do a half-hour one before we call this a stream. How does that sound, chat? Since we've been going for about 2 hours now.
Have dinner at home with a family. Hey, I'm Rick Steves, venturing beyond Europe to a land
and this is my Mario Kart.
Of serendipity.
What are we doing? We're watching Rick Steves' Travelogue videos. It's a very charming man who goes all across Europe and does these really great videos about all these different countries. And I make fun of him. Rick Steves is genuinely like a very nice and very funny guy. Huge leftist, too. So shout out to the fucking boss, Rick Steves.
Cairo, straddling the Nile, is the biggest city in North Africa and the biggest in the Middle East.
Like how I straddled my wife.
Egypt and one of the leading cities in Islam. With about 20 million people in Greater Cairo, it's bursting at the seams and pulsing with energy.
And this energy will carry us to some of Cairo's
This
greatest
country is
sights
fit
and
to
most vibrant
bust.
neighborhoods. We'll explore the back streets local style. Help chisel a tombstone. Greet the ancient Sphinx. Marvel at King Tut's gold.
Solve my riddles.
Drop in on a mosque.
Buy 1, 2 free today. Cheap it cheap.
Haggle with a gauntlet of eager merchants. Have dinner at home with a family.
Go to the
at
Steam trading forums
in the
and see if we
southeast
can't
of the
buy some
Mediterranean,
hats.
Egypt, 50% bigger than Texas, gathers its 100 million people.
Yeah, fuck you,
mostly
Texas.
along the Nile
Get
River.
fucked.
We'll explore its leading city, Cairo, and finish at the pyramids of Giza.
Cairo is a fascinating clash between traditional and modern, religious and secular, east and west. While its chaos can be exasperating, it can also be a rewarding challenge for the adventurous traveler.
Who can find the Pharaoh's
Cairo's
tomb?
downtown is modern and can feel European. Streets, squares, and grand buildings are reminders of the country's colonial past from the 19th and early 20th
These cities are
centuries.
walkable, air
The
quotes.
riverfront throbs with energy.
Like
Stately
most
bridges
European
busy with
cities,
traffic,
but the cars will
fancy
run you
riverside
over.
Restaurants and towering apartment complexes. The Nile is still the lifeblood of the city, sprawling endlessly on both sides.
But now
The heart
it's
of
filled
Cairo
with Mountain
is
Dew.
Tahrir Square. It's long been ground zero for the people's spirit.
Oh,
if there's
oh.
a demonstration going on,
Oh my
and
God.
there have been massive ones in recent
Rick, you
years,
can't just say
it's
ground zero
likely
like that.
In addition to its political energy, the city's long been a religious capital.
Ever since the forces of Islam swept across North Africa from Arabia in the 7th century, spreading
Praise
the
be to
teachings
Allah.
of their prophet Muhammad, Cairo has been a leading city of the Muslim world.
And today, Cairo's known as the City of 1,000 Minarets. Stepping into Al Hussein Mosque, like any neighborhood mosque, you'll find a worshipful tranquility. It's believed that resting here invigorates the soul.
So have a nap
There's
on the
more
ground.
intensity around the adjacent shrine, believed to contain a sacred relic.
Or
head
Pharaoh
of
Rocher's.
Al-Hussein ibn Ali, a grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. In a mosque, men and women worship separately. As praying can be physical, with lots of bending over, it's considered more respectful to allow women their own space. I find that a
Gendered
respectful tourist
church,
is
I
welcome
can't
to be
believe
a
it.
part of the scene. Along with minarets, you'll see church spires, especially in Cairo's Coptic quarter. While Egypt is predominantly Muslim, today about 10% of the country is Christian. The Egyptian or Coptic church actually predates Islam by 6 centuries.
So come on down and Coptic a
Because
feel.
they worship in an Orthodox style, stepping into a Coptic mass is like going back in time. The faithful believe that when Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus escaped Herod by fleeing to
Jesus.
Egypt, this very spot is where they took refuge. Later, in 43 AD, it's believed the evangelist Mark came to Egypt
Bro,
and
can you get that
established
book
the
off my...
Coptic church. Mark was their first pope, and the first in an unbroken line of Coptic popes stretching back nearly 2,000 years.
Followed by Paul, Ringo, and the other one.
The Coptic quarter comes with high security. Throughout Egypt, travelers will notice armed guards, security barriers, and a high-profile police presence. These are reminders of a pent-up
And
tension
elephants
in
with
Egyptian
turrets on their
society.
backs.
They reveal the challenges Egyptian democracy faces today. While many modern Muslims would prefer a separation of mosque and state, others believe Egypt should be ruled in accordance with a strict interpretation of the Quran. Religious fundamentalism
Or
is a
by
challenge
one
here,
big dude.
as it is in America.
Cairo is intense. I love traveling here, but I do it with safety.
No, Cairo's in
sanity
pyramids,
in mind.
not
Prices on the
tents.
street may be cheap. If you want rich world comfort, you'll pay rich world prices. I sleep in an international class hotel. It comes with first class security. I hope the future
And
will be
this
more
purple
relaxed,
shirt.
But for now, I splurge for the peace of mind.
Chat, you heard it here
Cairo's mighty
first.
Citadel, capped
Rick
by a
Steves
dramatic
splurges.
19th century mosque, is a reminder that the need for security is nothing new here. For nearly 700 years, this was the fortified home of Egypt's rulers and government. Back in the 13th century, it was
Now
one of
it's
the
where
most
we keep the
impressive
world's
such
supply of Beanie
fortifications
Babies.
the age. But buildings only partially represent the story here. The people you see on the streets are the
Aw.
living descendants of one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in history. The people of today's Egypt represent the latest chapter in a story that goes back
The oldest and
5,000
greatest
years.
civilization.
Even if you don't understand its long and
Nova
complicated
Scotia.
history, just observing how old and new come together is rewarding to the traveler. Egypt's heritage
Here's
goes
everyone
back
on my
twice as
Steam's
far
friend
as
list.
ancient Rome. And ancient Egypt, that's what draws the tourists.
The iconic sites of Egypt, 4,000 or 5,000 years old, are basically
Or maybe
buildings and
500,
art
I'm
for
not
dead
sure.
people. Back then, they believed you could take it with you. And your big challenge, to be sure your body and your valuables survived the journey into the afterlife.
Big
That's
challenge
why,
is
if you
a
had the
gator
power
in
and the money,
denial.
You'd lock everything up in a big tomb, a pyramid. These are the most famous, the pyramids of Giza.
Not to be confused with the spheres of Giza, or
But
the
the
squares.
oldest pyramid is actually nearby at Saqqara, the tomb of the king or pharaoh named Zoshar. This structure, which marks his
Are you so
tomb,
sure about
is
that?
a step pyramid. Dating from around
It's a step
2600 BC,
pyramid because it was
it's a
married
century
into the
older
family.
than its more famous sisters at Giza. This first ever towering stone structure is more than just a grave marker. With an innovative stacking of layers,
It's an
it
Airbnb as well,
provided
where
a
you could
new
stay the
way to
night.
glorify a king, creating a stairway to eternity. A visit to Cairo's Egyptian Museum helps bring the country's many ancient sites to life. Along with the Grand Egyptian Museum at Giza,
Like
this
Night of the
shows off
Museum.
the best collection of ancient Egyptian art anywhere. The core of the collection, art from the age of the pharaohs, dates from about 3000 to 1000 BC.
As
Nearly
of
everything
now.
filling these old halls is funerary art. Art designed to help save the souls of the pharaohs. Statues filled with symbolism.
It didn't
written
work, and they're all in
prayers,
Christian
and
hell.
offerings to deal with the gods and help assure a happy transition into the afterlife.
Yeah, let's go.
This ancient art is so well preserved because most of it was hidden away for
I'm sorry,
4,000
these are
years,
pharaohs and they're
dark and dry,
transitioning?
in tombs.
Good for them. Good
This
for them.
portrayal of geese from 2500 BC is perhaps the oldest surviving painting.
Even back then, geese were assholes.
This seated scribe recalls the importance of the educated elite in the court of an often illiterate king.
And pale nipples.
And this couple, a husband and wife, was also found in a tomb. It's all art for the dead, locked up until rediscovered in modern times.
You want
Many
them off the toilet?
mummies patiently await your visit. Ancient Egyptians preserved bodies through a complex process of mummification in hopes that the soul could re-inhabit it in the next world.
get me some water?
And the coffins were elaborately painted with an inventory of things that hopefully would accompany the body, and with prayers to be sure all went as planned.
Bury me with my Game Boy Color.
The art looks essentially the same from century to century.
Solve my
A remarkable thing about ancient
riddles.
Egyptian art and society as a whole was its stability.
Without YouTube.
1,000 years, from 3000 to 1000 BC.
Without scripture.
Relative to other times and other cultures, very little changed.
The nuclear family.
Religion permeated Egyptian society. As long as things were going reasonably well, the gods were happy, and it was status quo. Every year the Nile would flood, bringing water and fertile silt to the land. When the gods are happy,
And killing
people
millions.
have food, and you don't change things.
And the pharaoh was considered a god. If your leader is a god,
I'm a
you
god.
question nothing. You obey the rules. Things stay the same. Akhenaten was the one exception in a 2,000-year line of conformist pharaohs. Rather than the same predictable, idealized features,
He invented
Akhenaten had
Footloose.
his own voluptuous looks. From a strangely curvaceous body to big, sensuous lips.
Oh my god.
Ruling around 1400 BC.
I
he
hope
was
people say
considered
this about
history's
me when I
first
die.
monotheist. Akhenaten replaced all the gods of the Egyptian pantheon with one all-powerful being, the sun god, whom he called Aten. In reliefs from the reign of Akhenaten,
Who we
see
rated
Aten,
9
the
out of
sun,
10.
shining down on everything. During the time of Akhenaten, people were portrayed looser, more intimately. Casual family scenes must be from the time of Akhenaten.
Weird alien
As
children?
always, I appreciate the services of a guide, so I'll understand the symbolism and know what to look for. So we're joined by my friend and fellow guide, Marwa Abbas. She explained how lots of ancient hieroglyphic writing on papyrus survives and how it helps
From
us better
Undertale?
understand the mysteries of the pharaohs.
Papyrus is made out of the stem of the plant papyrus, which is hammered,
Da-da-da.
and then it is woven, and then we press it in a pressing machine or stones to get those beautiful papers. These are the hieroglyphs, one of the
Wow.
most ancient written languages, because of which we understood a lot about the civilization of ancient Egypt.
That's cool. I just send
So These
emails.
are beautiful paintings of the afterlife. Even in the afterlife, they were trying to bribe the gods and deities in order to help them in the
Come
afterlife
on, let me
path.
in. Let me into
In
the
front of
afterlife.
The judge Osiris.
Come
is
on, just a
king
little.
of
It's my
fertile
birthday. It's my
of
death day.
lotus,
Come on.
onions, oxen leg, as well as breads and
I got some
vegetables.
onions for you. What do you say?
Anything to make him happy.
The son
Oh,
of
shit, you got the
Akhenaten
onions?
was Tutankhamun, perhaps the most famous pharaoh. A highlight of the museum's collection is a section filled with King Tut's treasures.
Next to the mummy
his
from The Mummy.
splendid coffin to his jewelry.
This is exquisite.
It is a beautiful piece of the jewelry of Tutankhamun around the year 1300 BC, made out of gold, turquoise, lapis lazuli, and you can see
And
the
plastic.
beautiful symbolism over here, where you can see the scarab, the sign of existence, as well as the sun disk, the cobras wearing the crowns of Upper and Lower Egypt. As
More
well as
flags
ants,
should be like
symbol of
this.
life. The ancient Egyptians
None of this
mummified their
fucking
bodies and also
put a
mummified
leaf
their
on
organs. King
on a
Tutankhamun,
white
around the
background.
year 1300
Put some
BC,
scarabs with the eagle
had
eggs on
his
that.
organs inside this beautiful alabaster box, and that was
Alabaster.
also inside a wooden gilded beautiful box that had the surroundings of the four goddesses for protection. So it was always about the protection.
Chat, always use protection when you're
The mask
harvesting
Tut
organs.
looks like his face, so his soul could recognize him on his journey to the afterlife. Placed
Oh, yeah,
over
that's
the
me.
head of his mummy, it was 24 pounds of gold.
Chat, when I die,
And the
promise to
cobra
harvest my
vulture
organs.
symbolized the United Kingdom of Upper and Lower Egypt, which Tut proudly ruled. After the museum, Cairo's characteristic old quarter.
Let's see if
is
we
a
can't find
colorful
some mummy bits in the
celebration
market.
Of today's Egypt. Han el-Khalili is the mega mall of medieval bazaars. 600 years ago, it was a caravanserai, a stop on a caravan trade route. Then, when the Ottoman Turks took Egypt, it became a bustling Turkish bazaar. Today, it's a stop for every tour group, and the merchants are standing by,
How are you? How can I take your money?
eager to charm you into.
Would you like to buy Pokemon Crystal? I got Pokemon Crystal. It's not a repro.
Welcome to Egypt. Today 100% discount because today my birthday. Buy 1, 2 free today. Cheap it cheap. No money, no honey, no cry.
The hustlers can be intense and annoying, or fun, depending on your approach. Dive in with a sense of humor.
That wasn't a merchant, by the way. He just likes to give out
Bargaining
high
is
fives.
expected in Egyptian markets. Treat it as a game. Never feel sorry for or obligated to the merchant. If you see something you like, show some interest and see how low you can get the price.
Here, your size, maybe $5. Big size for you. Give me $5. Okay, give me $5.
No, you give me $5.
I find that simply venturing a few blocks away from the tourist-friendly bazaar, suddenly the tourists are gone, and I'm swallowed up in a completely local scene.
They evaporate
Wandering through
like a
the
fine
colorful
mist.
market streets here in Cairo's Islamic quarter, you feel that it goes on forever. Three-wheel
no.
tuk-tuks weave through the action.
Rick is trapped in the
I
back
love to
rooms.
hop in one for a quick joyride. There's something strangely graceful about this chaotic dance of careening vehicles, merchants.
I want a
and
shitty tiny Bep car like that.
Exploring the Islamic
I want a
quarter
tok-tok.
creates a montage of memories. It's a commotion of activity. Everywhere you look, something you've never seen before is happening.
I see a
Some
jackrabbit
bikers
with a woman's
balance
face.
rustic racks of bread. Craftsmen inscribe marble tombstones with verses from the Holy Quran. The peaceful soul, after a blessed life, will finally rest in heaven.
Yeah, can I get a tombstone? But the epitaph should say "lol."
In this shop, a man spins delicate strands of flower, that will become a favorite local pastry.
This man is making dust to spread into people's homes.
The classic street food here is kosheri. Lentil, rice, pasta,
Milk
garlic,
Pal,
and
thank you so
tomato
much for the
sauce,
raid. Hi,
all
hello.
mixed together into a quick and cheap treat. The distinctive clang
Once again,
stokes local appetite.
when food is just a big pile of stuff, it's just the best thing in the fucking world.
And small bakeries are steadily producing hot balloons of pita bread,
Oh.
destined to be filled with falafel.
Oh,
Bread is subsidized by
I
the
would
government
kill
to make life easier
for a pita right
people
about now,
struggling
or
to feed their
donaire.
families. Walking through neighborhoods like this, you gain an appreciation for how just making ends meet is a daily struggle for millions in a teeming city like Cairo.
Oh,
I make a point
I
to
would
explore a
kill to
variety
vibe
of
out in a fucking market like that and just get whatever.
Here in Egypt, like almost anywhere, there's a big gap between rich and poor. In the relative cool of the evening, the prosperous streets of downtown are filled with window shoppers and thriving.
Was that Saul Goodman?
Clearly a world for Egypt's more privileged class.
Oh, the feather boa, let's go.
And gated social clubs in a place like Egypt provide a refuge where the wealthy can live in a parallel world, protected from the gritty reality of the streets. My friend Tarek, who runs a successful tour company, has invited me out for the evening. Tarek
And runs a successful holding two cups of orange juice company.
Privileged environment almost daily. These clubs have something for all generations. Birthday parties, playgrounds, competitive sports.
Ball throwing.
Adults can retreat to the no-kid zone to play a quiet game of croquet with friends they've been socializing here with since childhood.
Croquet? We can play some croquet?
Just to watch from the peaceful terrace. We finish our evening just down the street at Tarek's home, joining his family for dinner.
Aww.
How do you say, in French, you would say bon appetit?
Bon appetit. Yeah.
In Arabic?
Bilhana والشفا.
Milhana?
Bilhana والشفا.
Bilhana?
Bilhana والشفا.
That's very difficult. Bon
Yeah.
appetit.
It's easier.
I think so.
Oh, Dad.
Heba, this is so beautiful. Can you give me, please, a tour of this beautiful Egyptian meal?
Sure. This is moussaka.
Okay.
First, we're going to moussaka and then stuffed vine leaves, if you see to your right.
With tomato sauce.
Okra, nice.
Very delicious. And this is the Egyptian meat
Okra.
with
Nice.
sauce.
That's going to be our raid message. Okra. Nice.
This is the rokak.
Rokak?
Yes.
What is rokak?
It's some kind of pastry stuffed with minced meat.
And
this is the ziki.
The pastries
We have
stuffed with
moussaka.
tacos.
And I was going to say moussaka, stuffed grape leaves, and tzatziki.
Yeah,
A,
but
a
cooked
Greek
in
would say
different
that's
way.
my food. It's Egyptian also.
We cook it differently.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you so much. Shukran.
So is it normal for children to speak English and Egyptian?
Actually, the international school.
Yeah. And your kids go to international school?
Yes, American ones.
Sometimes
We'd like to interrupt this Rick Steves Travelogue video to sit down with this family for dinner.
An English movie.
You can choose Egyptian or
Yeah.
English.
Family movie. It's
Family
we call it
movie,
family
yeah,
movie.
every Thursday night is family movie.
And Heba, what do you wish?
Oh, are we about to watch SpongeBob? Are we about to watch Egyptian SpongeBob?
To have good faith, good education as well, to be open-minded, self-confident.
Beautiful.
No,
I think
easier.
you're on the right road. I think you're on the right
I
road.
hope so. I hope so.
That's lovely.
SpongeBob, Squidward hasn't accepted the light of Allah yet.
Cairo sprawls. It's a jam-packed city of over 20 million. Massive blocks of apartment flats spring up, many violating building codes to congest the ever-growing suburbs. Driving through half an hour of this, we finally reach the desert and the site that draws most tourists to Egypt, the pyramids
Camels.
at Giza.
Oh.
One of the most recognizable scenes in all of tourism. Towering before us
Ooh,
are the
lives
tombs
in a
of
sarcophagus
three
under the
great
sea.
kings or pharaohs. These monuments were built to mark and to protect the bodies of fabulously wealthy and powerful pharaohs.
They spent a good part of their lives and their kingdom's wealth building huge pyramids, which served
I
as
always
rockets
like
for
it
whatever
when
they wanted
Rick
to take into the afterlife.
is in front of these
treasures,
large
even their
monuments,
favorite pets.
and it
The
looks like
pyramid
he's
of the
just as
pharaoh
big as they are. I
Cheops
want
is
to see
the
him get in a
only
fight with
survivor of
Godzilla.
the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
I want to see him in the
His
next
grandest of all
Godzilla
pyramids,
X Kong movie.
700 feet long on each side. was
Just
built
a
2,500
big
years
white
before Christ.
touristy dad.
The neighboring pyramids are likely those of Cheops' son and grandson. The smaller ones?
Never
they're
talk
for
to
the
my
wives
pyramid
and
or my
daughters.
son's pyramid or my grandson's pyramid ever again.
Experts guess that with 10,000 laborers hard at work, it took 20 years to build the Pyramid of Cheops.
I could build it in a day.
According to my abacus, that's 200,000 man-years of hard labor. Workers dragged over 2 million huge
I can't
stones
believe
up
they're
ramps,
gendering
eventually
labor now,
constructing
too.
this
Unbelievable.
450-foot-high monument.
We should
In
measure
their day,
things
the
in
pyramids
women
were
years,
encased in
too.
a shiny limestone veneer. I sure hope Cheops was satisfied.
Well, he's dead, so no.
Long, secret corridors.
They're making sure the mummies don't get out,
blocked
the
by
security
sliding
guards.
stones lead up to the tomb chamber deep in the center of each pyramid. Climbing this passage, you marvel at the design and the audacity of the project.
Are you a
Finally,
mummy?
Reaching the pyramid, you're hit
All right,
by
move
the
along.
thought that this was the most sacred and precious chamber in the ancient world, silent for 4,000 years, until the arrival of tourism.
Until the arrival of Rick Steves.
This is it, the center of this massive pyramid. The pharaoh's mummy was put in this stone sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is bigger than the passageway. So this must have been here first, and then the pyramid built around it.
The sarcophagus
Each
called
chamber was
dibs.
filled with treasures. A little shaft was designed into the pyramid to provide an escape passage for the soul of the pharaoh.
The Egyptian
For the
glory
pharaoh, the
hole.
most important treasure was his soul, which needed to be freed to be sent to the afterlife.
Yo, meet me down at the pyramid.
Back outside, complementing the scene, is the mysterious
Put the penis in the
Sphinx.
sarcophagus.
As old as the pyramids, it was carved out of a piece of hard rock that stuck above the limestone plateau.
Solve my fucking riddles.
With the body of a lion and the head of a king or god, it
Heart of
came
a
to
champion.
symbolize both strength and wisdom as it faces east and the rising sun.
The Sphinx faces the promise of the rising sun, and so does
Unless it's
Cairo,
cloudy out.
as Egypt's ancient story continues to unfold. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rick Steves. Until next time, keep on traveling.
Keep on keeping on.
It's bursting with energy.
All right,
and
what was
pulsing
fuck?
with
I
vigor.
immediately forget it because I'm a
So
big
this must have been
idiot.
here first.
Let's go back to the dinner scene.
Built around it.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. I was going to
Of course, rice, onion, and this is Egyptian beef. This is okra with tomato sauce.
Okra, nice.
Okay, okra, nice. That was it. All right, chat, thank you so much for being here today. I think we're going to call that a stream. But before we close up, let's take a look and see if there's any art in the Discord. Once again, if you haven't already, I do have a community Discord. Consider joining. I want to do more movie nights. We've already done one this week. We watched Ray Harryhausen's The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and we're probably going to watch another Ray Harryhausen movie later on in the month, probably Clash of the Titans. Let's take a look, see if there's any art. Okay, so we do have some art. So from NNK, they drew, this is such a fucking delight. They've been doing a bunch of different art pieces of a bunch of other people who are sort of in my circle of friends. They did Cood, they did Robbie, they did Alfred today, which if you go to their Blue Sky, you can check it out there. But what a really sweet piece of art. And I feel like if I ever update my character model, I kind of want to have this little tooth here, this little bicuspid. Just just an excellent and very sweet piece of art. Thank you so much, NNK. And then this is a comm I got from my friend Ayanami. They have been so fucking happy that I've been calming them for Wormwood stuff. And they've been doing an excellent fucking job. Right now, they're raising money just because they're sort of out of work at the moment. So if you want great art pieces like this, maybe consider tossing them like $10 for a nice little sketch. Because fucking Galaxy Ray Gun Gothic Wormwood looks fucking great. And I think that's going to be... Oh, hold on. I pressed the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. I think that's going to be it for the stream. I am probably... Normally, I don't stream on Saturdays, but I'm probably going to be streaming this Saturday playing more God Game. So look out for that. And let's see if there's someone to raid. Actually, you know what? Speaking of, Ayanami is doing some art right now. So I think we're going to raid them. So chat, thank you so much for being here. And I'll catch you all later. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.